This is Novel Spirits.
Michael didn't read the book.
Hush. This is going to be interesting. All right. So remember, pause, non-editing. All right, here we go. Welcome, guys, back to Novel Spirits, where if it can be read, it can be done so a fancy spirit at hand. I am your host, Michael Lopez. With me today, I have more than two people, but I have with me today.
I'm Higgins. Or Jared, if you want to say hi.
Hi.
I've been around. I'm just a baby.
Jacob, you said.
Jacob.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Jacob. I've been here. I'm the new guy.
We got a big guest with us this week.
DOG.
I'm Snoop. I'm the old guy.
Does that mean I'm not Unk anymore? What
The
was that
pretty
from
one.
last episode?
No,
There
Michael,
can be
you're
more
still
than
on.
one Unk.
I was about to say, yeah, there's plenty of room here.
As long as you're not chopped. Snoop DOG. He just
Don't
has
lie.
one
I've
G.
listened to this. You don't cut anything. So this is fine.
I probably won't, actually.
No.
No, I just between tongue twisters and my voice right now, I'm just a big mess. So bear with me, y'all. But yeah, welcome back. Another glorious episode. We have quite a few things for you today, including a promise that we promised last episode where we were supposed to do the results of Battle of the Genres, but we're doing that now. So, for those of you guys tuning in on non-YouTube platforms, I do recommend tuning into the YouTube channel for this one because, we have our Big L from our second Battle of the Genres episode, who has to do his punishment, which, according to the rules that we set up, lost by a margin that requires a double shot for his failure, and then possibly seppuku after the episode.
And as a nice guest, I'm taking his first shot with him.
Yeah,
As a nice competitor.
Since you reminded me that I have to take this shot, I have been so nervous. I hate taking shots. I gotta take 2 of these things.
Yeah,
and I've already been drinking whiskey, so I just grabbed what I was drinking. So that's not gonna be fun.
Nice. No, wait. Before we go at it, Higgins, I just gotta. What glass is that? That looks awesome.
It's a Viking horn.
That's dope. What do you have, Jacob?
I have a Jamaica I got in Jamaica.
Oh, it looks like the bottom of the top of a bottle.
The bottom of
That's
the
pretty
top
good.
bottle. Okay, all right. Dope. All right.
All right.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Here's
All right.
number 1. Cheers, guys.
Well, here's the Jacob.
Here's to being a loser.
The Big L. Nice.
God, dude.
I'm
Trim's
so
not
glad
bad.
I voted.
All right.
Both of you.
Yeah, I'm making a whole lot of people proud by my drinking.
Hey,
That's what
Mom.
we're here for.
Yeah, thankfully my mom doesn't watch these.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get her to. All right, number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2. He did it.
Yeah. If I were editing, I would probably put some like fireworks here to celebrate.
Oh my
but I'm
gosh,
not.
dude. It's over for me in this episode.
Yeah.
I forgot about this, so I did a double shot in my drink. So I've already taken like 4 shots.
Oh, well, I guess
And
that speaks volumes to the read.
Yeah, I guess
What
it
you
was a
thought
good
of
book then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that done. The Battle of the Genres number 2 is officially a closed chapter now that we've done this. So thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Higgins. Mostly thank you, Jacob, for indulging me because I really wanted to see it.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in the viewers for not voting for me. And I will be holding you guys to a higher standard in the next Battle of Genres. So
Which, hey,
just
for
be
those-
ready to
for
ready to
those
vote.
who may have missed this or whatever, I don't know how because it's gonna be posted forever now on YouTube, but you're about to see it because that's our next episode, Battle of Genres number 3, in which the Big L is gonna be taking me on sci-fi. So you may get to see him do shots again.
Yeah.
So
God,
and
you
now
were like
that-
the sci-fi guy.
And now that you diss the audience into being disappointed, they're gonna just keep voting for you.
Dude, as soon as I started to say that, I was like, I should not be saying this. So, yeah. Michael's the sci-fi guy, so I'm not I'm not feeling too good about myself right now. But
I don't know. We're both taking pretty big risks, but we'll get into that later. So, but yeah, guys. Snoop, how have you been?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
No,
You're doing
I'm good.
good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No,
Well, what's new with everybody? It's been it feels like it's been a minute. So
been a
Snoop's
month.
It's been a whole
it
month.
has been a month. Yeah.
I'm doing
So-
I'm doing pretty good. Just hanging out. It's raining like hell outside normally. Pretty much every day for the past 2 weeks,
Yeah.
which is fine, I guess. I don't want to be the guy that said we needed it, but I guess we needed it.
Yeah.
I needed it.
I
I
didn't.
don't
I
have to
could-
go out and water my garden. So
Yeah. I could have done without it, honestly.
Mowed my grass like last week, but I guess I'll do it again whenever the rain stops. Freaking rain.
Now, for us, it's been a month of, again, for Snoop, it's been more than a month for you. What have you been up to?
It's been at least 2 months, maybe. No,
At
I'm
least.
good. I've been good. Been listening to this actually, so enjoying the show. What you guys are up to? Sounds like you're reading a lot, gaming a lot.
Trying
Appreciate
to.
all of that. So I've maybe got a thing or two I can talk about throughout this episode,
Hell
including
yeah.
one big book that most of us read, not Michael, but most of us read it, and that's really cool.
I just want to point out that I said that in confidence before this episode. I got a really good, decent ways into it, and I'm really looking forward to talking about it. 'Cause I think
You know,
each
Michael-
of us.
Whoa. To be fair, you're making the big boss money, and we're making like the co-host money. So
Well, I mean, when you look at it that way, it's like 2 pennies versus 1 penny, because
Yeah.
you know.
that's why I'm about
was-
to go poop on the boss's dime in the middle of this podcast while you make $1.
Well, yeah, I guess. What's a penny's? Was it when you? God, I can't even talk today. I was gonna say the whole phrase on the dollar was it's 100
Yeah.
of a dollar.
The boss makes $1 and I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Yeah, in this case, I'm making a penny, so what would be the equivalent of it?
Hey Penny, I think
There we go. You're
I
a
don't
smart
know
one.
I don't know what the I don't know what the rhyme would be, but a hey penny's what they made in like Scrooge times, I think.
Yeah. Well, in my defense to all of this, I think it's clear that I'm coming out of recovery from like losing my voice. So it makes sense that out of any episode, right, where you guys are gonna be carrying me for most of this, that I only read 3/4 of this book. But I'm pretty proud of what I read. I enjoyed it, and again, I'm gonna talk about what I read.
He read
And
the
I'm
best
looking forward to
3/4.
discussing
before Michael skirts past this, I had to expose him a little bit here
Go for
because
it.
he called me like last week or 2 weeks ago and was saying he might just have to read the spark notes on this one. So this is premeditated. He premeditated not reading this book. That is an extra charge.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, I didn't read the Spark Notes. I actually did read 3/4 of the book. And
good.
I know the evidence points towards me premeditating this, but I promise you, this was not planned. No.
Well, I was
So-
sick
And-
last episode, so now Michael's got it,
Mm-hmm.
and that means one of you is next.
Yeah. Tag.
Like the ring. Now, for the readers, I will now introduce the book that they might not have heard. In the last episode. For this episode, we're covering. I don't know if you can read it. The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott
There's a lot of tension with
by
that
Zoe
reveal.
Thorogood.
I got it here too. I got a physical.
There you
Michael's
go.
looks better.
There we go.
Oh,
It's
it
a little
looks better on
blurry on
my
my
screen
end.
now. It's a big book. It's really tall.
It is a big
It's
book.
very
Yeah.
pretty.
It's a thick book.
Yeah, it's a pretty
It's
decent read.
it's a book. It's the OG book of a author that me and Snoop covered back in the day. One of our favorites. Honestly, and I don't want to put words in Snoop's mouth, but top 5 book we read on our podcast.
The original
The
one?
center of the universe or whatever that we
Yeah.
read with her.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's.
I
I
want to
mean,
say that was one of our favorite authors that we covered, at least out of the blue authors that we covered.
for sure.
she-
Yeah, that's
she
the
caught
reason
us-
I'm here
I'm
today.
caught us off guard.
I'm gonna have to tag that episode with this one so people can go back and see it. But that actually
Definitely.
brings me to one of the questions that I had before, because Snoop, it's always an honor to have the OG on. But you came to me requesting this, and I really wanted to know, what was your reasoning for coming out of retirement for this specific title?
Well, two reasons. One being I was supposed to be on the Dispatch episode and it didn't work out. But I'm really glad y'all did that because that made me play that game, and that is a
Yeah.
fantastic game. Except I think Jacob and Higgins, you guys just really mucked up your runs. I heard it.
Yeah,
and I was
absolutely.
I had a great run.
Terrible runs.
I had a great run.
Terrible.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't put that on me. I had
Snoop
a
and
great
Mike
run.
for
I had
the
a great
win.
time.
That's true. I arguably got one of the best endings, but no, it was fun. It was fun to hear like all you guys just talk about the different stuff that went on in that. So couldn't be on that one. So I wanted to comment for another book. And yeah, as Higgins mentioned, we talked about It's Lonely at the Center of the Universe, which is Zoe Thorogood's second book. That one's more unique, I think, just because it's a autobiographical graphic novel. So it does tie into this. But basically, that story was about Zoe Thorogood trying to break into the comics industry with this story, The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott. I really, really enjoyed that and everything it had to do. I've seen a lot of talented artists and writers and everything in between when Higgins and I did the podcast back in the day. But what really impressed me with her is just how young she is and how new to this she is, but also how talented she is. And so, yeah, I was curious to jump into her first book and see, what was that like? And a lot of similar stuff with this and It's Lonely at the Center of the Universe, but this is just a strictly narrative story, and I wanted to see how she handled that. And I liked it a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Big praise.
Just I'll jump into the synopsis. I really wanted to. Same thing as Snoop said. She blew me out of the water with It's Lonely at the Center of the Universe, and I really wanted to see the other thing she has. She has an artist like I don't know what it's called. What's it called when you have like your name on something? Is there a word for that? She has an artist credit. Yeah, artist
There
credit
we go.
for a book called Rain, and I have that on my shelf too. I bought both of those, both this that we're covering now and that book as soon as we finished It's Lonely at the Center of the Universe, because I was just blown away by what she did. Because I think, yeah, she does. As far as I know, she does it all.
Yes.
As far as
yeah.
I'm concerned, she does it all.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, I think
she's
artist is her main kind of shtick. But this story and then the autobiographical thing is her writing as well.
And she captured me on both ends. And so this is a book. It's about Billy Scott, as the title of the book tells you.
The title is pretty
Honestly, it's
self-explanatory on this one.
a pretty stellar title for the book. You have Billy Scott, who is an artist, and early on in the book, she's been doing her art thing for a while. She hasn't talked to anybody. She gets basically an offer to make a gallery for her artwork. She's like, "Give me 10 paintings, blah blah blah," and then something happens, and that causes her to slowly go blind. And this book is her dealing with that kind of revelation. So
yeah. And I do want to give you kudos, because I mean I did listen to the previous episode,
before this one,
but not no, the one that the centered boy. Words today are just not my forte. The second book. Anyway, I did listen to that episode. I wasn't part of it, but jumping into this, it never really clicked, until we started talking about it. And I was gonna give you kudos originally because the studio's theme being books, comics, and games, writers, artists, developers type deal. It was a story about an artist and the struggles of an artist.
Man,
And
Michael, you are not going to believe what happens at the
my
last
God,
quarter of this book.
it's gonna
It
be
was
great.
it would be it is peak for your brand.
It's gonna be great. I can already
Her
tell.
speech at the end of the book, chef's kiss for your brand.
You might have to read that verbatim, or we might have
All right.
to
No, I
put it
can
in
do
there.
that.
But yeah. So I saw it and I started reading it, and it immediately kind of clicked. And I actually did go around some of the collaborating artists and see, kind of recommended it to them. We have one artist who actually has some visual impairments in the server, and was actually able to relate very well to the first couple of pages, not just because of what happened to Billy Scott, but just in general. Like, okay, it's much harder to paint when you don't have a passion, versus it's much harder to paint when you do have a purpose and you don't really know what to paint type deal. So it's very on kind of words. It
On
was very
brand.
yeah, thank you. And I don't know, now that you mentioned that art was her main thing, kind of makes sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, full circle there.
But so I guess I'll just hop right into it. We have our main character, Billy Scott. She is basically a shut-in. Her whole thing is art. She lives in not a halfway house, but like a hostel of sorts with multiple random roommates. And she's been a shut-in her whole life. And then within the first chapter, she I don't know, the roommates get curious. They start hanging out with her, and she ends up going into an alleyway to start working on her gallery artwork, and ends up kind of, to her character, helping someone that's getting attacked in an alleyway. And that's what inevitably causes her blindness. The person that's attacking the person in the alleyway, like, bonks her in the head really good.
Yeah, causes, I forgot what the term was, but like the retina starting to detach slowly,
Yeah.
so it causes permanent blindness. But I think she decided that she was going to go in that direction originally because she wanted to draw people.
Yeah, people in hardships and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
so
Well, I thought it was like she was like having writer's block basically. So
Yeah.
she was stuck in the room, and she was just looking for inspiration.
Well, the roommates, like, got mail or something like that for her, and eventually, like, I think both coincided at the same time, and then they realized, like, oh, she's kinda chill, and then she was like, turns out the people I've been living with for a year are actually cool people.
yeah,
I think
And
what I really like about Zoe Thorogood as a writer, because her art, Higgs and I spent that whole episode talking about it, and uh, her art is so unique and stylized. But when she's writing, it's a very pure form of writing, and for me, that just kind of means like the themes that she touches on of what does your art mean to people, and what is life really about, and the importance of living life, even when you're scared to. She's really good at touching on that. So, like Higgins
yeah,
mentioned, this character is a shut-in. Um, the kind of personality of this character is similar to certain aspects of Zoe Thorogood, I think. I watched an interview with her about this book, and while she says this character of Billy Scott is not her, there are certain sides of her that kind of come out, the social anxiety being a big one, which is why she stays in her room and just uses her art as her outlet, even when she's out and about. And even the blindness idea comes from a real life thing of she went to the doctor because she was having trouble with her eyes, and they told her that she has a condition that basically means her retina could tear in the future. And so
wow,
this
I didn't know
this
that.
thought of so it's this thought of like art is what I do. what do I do if I lose that? And that's the crux of this whole story is she only has about 2 weeks before after the accident before she loses her eyesight, and this is all that she does. So go out with a bang, and so she takes off in the city to finish her 10 paintings, and just kind of have that legacy and that last kind of push for that outlet, because it's better than just thinking about the future of what do I do after. So I
Yeah.
like those
Yeah.
elements kind of coming in the writing.
The one thing that I think you just kind of touched on there was, living life when you're afraid to do so. It almost, that hit to the head and that revelation of the blindness, or the impending blindness, is almost like a flip of a switch, because almost immediately she goes into, determination mode. Not only she's going to go out and, finish this project, and this is going to be her legacy or whatever. This is basically like the last attempt at art that she has. But then it's not just about going out and drawing. She's actually going out and living, as opposed to being in that room. It's not just, picking people off the street and just drawing them in hardship. She's getting to know these people
Yeah,
and situations and events that she would normally never attend or never be part of.
That's the thing for me is like this whole thing would have never have happened if she wasn't in this horrible accident that's going to take away her sight. She was perfectly fine just living in that room. Like I think it
Yeah.
is kind of played as a joke, that opening scene of just like there's letters coming in for Billy Scott, and the people that live in that house have no idea that that person lives with them because she
Yeah.
never leaves her room.
Mhm.
But this forces her to interact with them, and then from there go out into the streets and just talk with people. And she still struggles with it. There's a big kind of running kind of subplot of her problem with drinking. She cannot interact unless she's drunk. It
Yeah.
just the social anxiety for her is just that torturous. But by meeting these people and then showing those sides of herself, she helps them, like Higgins said, and they help her. And again, all that paired with this never was going to happen if not for this thing that's taking away for her the only thing she thought she had, which was art. It's that thing of showing her there's more to life than this, and there's more to you than this. Is kind of the through line there.
But I guess before we dive too much deeper, for all new listeners, we're a spoilers podcast, and we're going to talk about the entire dang book. So if you would like to read this, go and read it, and then jump right back in. So
Yeah, the
We haven't
link will
really
be in the
touched on it.
description.
we haven't really touched on anything super spoilery yet. So if you want to read this, and you should want to read this, go do that now and listen to us, because we would love it if you did.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
take a pause, Michael. Go read the book and come back when you're ready.
Right. I'll be back, y'all. No.
You can subscribe while you're at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
like-
and subscribe.
If you like our little book club here and you like the way that we analyze and talk amongst ourselves about a book every month, go ahead, like, subscribe. But I was gonna say, instead of having to warn people that are listening that we're spoilers, basically, I should try to edit something at the beginning and say the following is a spoilers podcast.
Not happening.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a
you're just
great
gonna make
idea, Michael. That
It's a great
won't
idea that
happen.
I want to document that it was a great idea. We're saying it out loud here. It will probably never happen, but
If we ever get an editor,
It'd be a stellar soundbite.
they'll know.
yeah, Snoop.
But
you just need like an opening kind of like tagline, just someone
Yeah.
saying, "Read
after
the damn book."
I'll read the damn
Put that at the
book.
beginning of put that at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah, we should get all dressed up and like be on like a little sofa with like our spirit of choice and be like, read the book.
Yeah.
But like going back to the book, this is like top 2 favorite genres of mine as far as like movies and books and anything like
Yeah.
coming of age with an adversity.
A little slice of life.
Slice of
It's-
life.
It makes like a chef's kiss of a
Do
of a
you
story.
Do you like how
'Cause-
British and sad this book is? Because that's the
I'm
first
not
thing
gonna-
I noticed about it.
It's very sad. I don't know if it's the colors.
What colors?
There's
The
colors.
colors are interesting in this. It's a very almost monochromatic kind of style with a pop of color. I almost didn't pick up on it at first, but it's kind of bouncing back and forth between just black and white and then black and white with like, oh, there's a little bit of orange in here, maybe for mood
There's
or
yellow,
for vibes.
blue, or
Yeah.
orange,
I
or
guess
red.
you could consider that a theme because I was focusing a lot on the black and white. But I guess you're right. There is a splash every now and then. You know,
Pleasing to the
Yeah.
eye.
Well,
It's
you have
in
to
the
read the book, you know. So
that would help. Yeah. It seems mostly that the background stuff is what's in color, if anything, and then
Yeah.
the people and the characters are more kind of your almost newspaper comic, like news strip comic style for coloring. And I think that might just be, I'm guessing because I know nothing about art, but I feel like that might just be because it's better for detail because there's a lot of detail in these characters from like
Makes it
the
pop.
eyes to the wrinkles and just like she's an amazing artist. It still blows my mind every time to think just I think she may have been 19 or 20 when she did this one.
Yeah, she
And
just
you're just
she
how?
just did it.
makes me feel bad, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I know. So,
It was.
over here, Jacob hasn't even posted anything on his channel, and we're over here just.
Have you
He has
ever
two
seen
vi-
it by
he has
this
two
video
videos.
I posted? They're not this quality.
He has 2 videos. But what's it? After her blindness, she goes off and basically just kind of like bums it, like hobo style. And she's like, I guess let me just see how many interesting people I can meet. I'm just gonna go off into London and figure it out, or I'm just gonna hop on the subway and figure it out. And honestly, she meets one of my favorite characters, the bachelorette party, with the unicorn dildo horn.
Yep.
The character of the bachelorette
Your
party.
favorites?
Well, there was, I don't know if Michael got to this point, but there was a very
I've
good
gotten
like
to that point. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you for the consideration. Yes, I've
there's a
gotten way
really
past
there's
this
a
point.
really good like catch up point. But yeah, she meets these people on the bus and they're like, "Oh, cool, you're an artist, you're going blind? Hell yeah. Let me be just hang out with my bachelorette party." And then like the entire time Billy's just doing her thing. She's like, "This person's kind of cool. I'm going to write it in my book. I'm going to draw a picture of her." And the entire time she's like, "My husband sucks. I don't like him. I don't know why I'm marrying this guy, but I also
Yeah.
love getting
Then
drunk and hang out with my girls."
Billy's like, "Have you ever considered not getting married?"
Well, it's funny you say that, Michael.
He just read that part.
She doesn't get married.
I'm gonna
So-
kill you, Jacob. I'm gonna kill you.
That's for make me take 2 shots in the beginning of the.
What
Also,
was
No,
that,
but
Snoop?
Well, she doesn't end
That's-
up getting married. She breaks up with the guy. You find out
What?
later. Well, another question I had about that, and maybe Higgins and Jacob were wondering the same thing, is how long are bachelorette parties in the UK? Because they didn't see that. She didn't see that group for almost like a week and a half till they show up again, and
No,
they're all
that was,
still just there hanging
that
out.
was in the that was also kind of mentioned in the book. They lost her at the bar. She got drunk. They lost her at the bar, and then it comes back like, I don't know, 80 pages later. And they were like, "Yeah, I decided not to get married to that guy. He kind of sucked. And then I just wanted to like, bop around the bars for a little bit longer. So here we are,
Okay.
and then we were worried about you, so we were looking for you."
Yeah. It there is a colorful cast of characters throughout this whole thing, which seems very intentional because her 10 paintings end up being 10 portraits. And but
Yeah, 10
let me
portraits.
guess. That also means there's 10 of those characters.
well,
There's more characters,
9.
There's
but
at least 10 characters.
There's
for
at
sure.
least 10 characters.
Yeah.
yeah, nine plus.
The big reveal at
Oh,
the end, which
spoiler.
we can get into later.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was kind of interesting to see how that was playing out. Because that's a constant through the background of this, where she's picking a character for a portrait, because you'll turn the page after she's had an interaction with someone meaningful in her life, and she's doing quick sketches and notes on that person, and that's like her part of her process. Um, and I like the pacing of that reveal of we're getting a sneak peek of what one of these paintings is going to be, and then at the very end you get to see every single one.
All 10, yeah.
Yeah, all 10, and that was a nice little touch to kind of throw in, and even the style being different compared to the style of the art in the comic itself was really cool. Um, Zoe Thorogood mentioned that for the paintings themselves, she wanted to intentionally do a more realistic style and have that be Billy, like this is Billy's art. The art you're seeing for the story is my art.
Yeah.
And I think that's clever and just a good attention to detail.
That's
Absolutely.
kind of what Snoop was talking about. And basically like the chapter markers for each
Mhm.
of the books is like basically a page out of her notebook. And it'll show things like the status of her like site, how many paintings she's done. In the corner will be like how much money she's working with, because like she's working with like 100 quid, because
What does that
London,
mean? I don't know.
£100.
How much is 100 quid?
And how much is that in bald eagles?
I think right now
Yeah.
it's about $125 roughly. At
There
least
we
that's
go.
what it was when I went to England.
She went
And
far
then
off that, man.
and then yeah, like Snoop said, they show it's like a quick sketch of the person of the afternoon that she's hung out with, and little descriptions to help her form her painting for this gallery she's putting together.
Yeah, I really like those like little snapshots. It reminds me of like playing a video game and picking up a notepad or something, and you get this like little bit of lore. It's just like extra stuff that I mean, you don't have to read it, but it adds so much to each character, and also how Billy sees them.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, you read through the book and then I will admit, like, you read it, you get lost in the story, and then you suddenly realize, oh wait, no, this is it. We're seeing the process, and then not only that, but when you get to those checkpoints, you can actually see, you know, everything that was intended to be seen. So like, there was a point in time where like I read through one of these checkpoints, and then all of a sudden, like I read the notes, and then you know Billy said something like, "Oh, it seems to me like this person is this or this person." I'm like, "Oh, you know, I didn't catch that." So definitely kind of an eye opener for the process.
And it feels so real, like it was a real person writing these notes,
Hmm.
like crossing out and being like, oh, I think there's the one where it's like, oh, therapist much or something like that along those
Yeah,
lines, where she's like criticizing herself in her own, writing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it was interesting. I really liked that addition.
There's a lot of cool stuff like that, and then I guess just like working through the characters of herself, her being almost blind and having no money. She runs she's hanging out in an alleyway and happens to run into an unhoused person, and he's a really good guy. He's the character you see in all of the coming in age movies where it's like he had a hard time, but he's such a happy guy, and he's gonna help this character become the person they are today. And he ends up taking to her taking her to a place called Third Chance, and that's where you meet a whole other cast of characters. I can't remember. I think her name's Alyssa. Is that right?
Iris.
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 It was close. But she ends up meeting one of the bigger characters. His name's Nathan. Is that right? Or am I wrong?
No,
Alex?
Arthur is the
Arthur.
guy who
Man,
invites her to
I don't know any of the
Nathan
names.
is a character, I think,
Okay.
later on.
But Arthur, he's the guy that she meets, and he brings her to this house, and that gives her kind of a homestead for a while, which doesn't technically work out for her in the long run. I think
Well,
what Snoop brought her earlier was her drinking problem to keep her what she thinks keeps her grounded. Kind of brought her to like this place, and he
She
can
she
see that someone needs help when he sees it.
yeah. It kind of when it happened, it kind of gave the vibe that she fit in with the crowd there, mostly just because of the drinking, you
Yeah,
know. But when she was actually there, you know, she did seem kind of like she was out of place, like she was an observer. So it's kind of, you know, a double-sided coin there for me.
Yeah, I mean that's like I mean it makes her Billy Scott like such a relatable character because you sorry, my dogs are barking. It derailed my train of thought, but it's so relatable because when you have that like social anxiety, you always kind of feel like an outcast or like you are observing. That's a good word. Like you're observing other people having a conversation, even if you're technically a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
And so it really makes like I felt, even though like I'm not an artist, I really did relate to the character of Billy Scott in a lot of ways. So it was interesting, and I enjoyed that aspect of it.
probably a terrible
I
segue,
enjoy
but
it too.
speaking of the drinking, what are you guys drinking?
That was a good
Probably
one.
a
That's about as
probably
good
a
of a segue as you could get. Yeah.
probably a terrible segue for some
No, no,
people, but
straight to the point.
I know,
I'm
I liked it.
drinking a summer lemon shandy because it's summertime.
that sounds delightful.
It is. I'm about to get another one, actually. I've had 2 so far, so that maybe speaks into my review of this book, but also just my review of hanging out with you guys. So
Oh yeah,
it's almost one drink for each of you, and I'm
I
about to
have
get one
a
for Michael, and I'll finish it unlike him.
little
one?
bit of a Baja Blast.
I can't
You
can't
should have
stand
told
y'all,
us.
man. I can't stand. I told y'all in confidence.
I don't know why you thought this would go any other way.
you could
Mhm.
probably got off scot free if you hadn't have told us. But
I'm
Billy's
an
I
honest
had a
guy. Oh,
I had a little bit of
Beat me to
Baja
it.
Blast mixed with some vodka. There's no reason
Sounds
for
good.
that. I think she drinks vodka in the book, so
I thought she was a
Thought
whiskey
it was
cow.
whiskey,
Yeah.
and that's why
I don't really
segue into
think
my drink.
they specifically say, but I might be wrong.
I had coffee with 2 shots of whiskey and a little whipped cream. I think it's called an Irish coffee, right? That's what that is.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
So I did that to keep on theme because they talk about, you know, artists drinking a lot of coffee, being 90% coffee. So I did the
Jittery.
coffee,
Look at you.
did the
That's pretty good.
whiskey.
Then
It's
you
on
did a
theme.
double.
So
Yeah.
I think you know, I think I might have won this one.
He won this.
If it was a
He won this
competition.
podcast.
Yeah.
I won the episode.
He won the episode, lost the battle of the genres.
So everybody else takes 2 shots next episode.
Right.
Someone's
got
not going to be on the
myself-
next episode. You got a deal.
Whenever you're listening to it, you got to take 2 shots.
All right.
And I hope you're driving at that time.
No, don't say that. We're gonna get in trouble for that one.
All right. I only drink and
In
drive.
Minecraft.
No.
I want to be safe in my own home.
But yeah, no, I'm drinking myself a nice little Bacardi, aged 8 years because you know Ocho 8. So,
So do you mix it with anything, or are you drinking that stuff straight?
No, straight. I
Dude,
don't,
you're a monster.
dude, I don't know.
No wonder you
That's
couldn't finish the book.
a big and strong boy.
You know, I'm gonna blame it on that. But no, I don't mix like my liqueurs unless you know, like I don't know, like a martini or like you know, like a standard recipe. Like I try to keep everything pure. You know, I don't even do on the rocks. I do mine neat or clean.
Monster.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I
that guy
had
doesn't like cold drinks.
you know 1 glass of that.
It's not as manly.
Sorry.
The colder it
and-
is, the less manly it is.
Well, I mean, I guess my first drink was less manly than my second drink because I had vodka cran grape. So
Hell yeah.
yeah, you gotta mix it
Um,
up a little bit.
I think Snoop prefaced it before we talked about this, but we're getting another drink now. So you and Jacob can talk about some more stuff while we're gone.
Well, I'm about to get my Sapporo on, so that's my third drink of the night.
All right.
So
I'm gonna go make myself another drink.
is everyone getting a drink?
Yeah, can we
I got
just
my
have an
drinks.
awkward,
Okay, I will be sure
awkward
to
moment
leave
where we
this
all leave?
in. Yeah, I will be sure to leave this in, non-edited, and then just have a blank space for those listening. But everybody, this is your opportunity to go potty, and this is your opportunity to get a drink.
Everyone take a real-time bathroom break.
While they're all gone, guys, it'd be so funny if you all vote for me in the next episode in the Battle of the Genres. That would be hilarious. Make sure Michael loses. All right.
Guess I'm the only one back, so just for content's sake. Good one.
Y'all thought we were kidding. No, we actually took a break.
Yeah, no, I'm just buying time. This summer
Yeah.
shandy is actually very refreshing. I don't normally drink beer these days, but
Yeah, I
recommend this
think.
one.
Yeah, I think that. Oh, potty break. No, I think I'm down to drinking. Honestly, like drinking. I guess socially, to include the podcast because I'm also trying to regain my triathlon bod because our good friend Jordan's trying to convince me to do a last huzzah before our next big birthday. So
When's
That's
that?
crazy.
yeah.
That's a terrible idea, Michael.
Well, the
Yeah.
last time that we did it, we got it was me, him, and his dad. We got first, second, and third all around. We killed it.
When was
So,
that?
3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
completely different man than 3 years ago.
Yeah, something like
and
that.
you are too. So
I
if
am too.
anything,
Yes.
what Higgins is saying is he's ready for the triathlon this year, and
Right.
you're
Right.
not.
Well, remember he's
Switch.
athletic as hell.
I'm more ready than I was 3 years ago. Maybe.
I don't know if that's true, but
Probably not, honestly.
But you know what?
So have you done the triathlon?
Who?
Snoop.
no, I've done
I
all.
joined in late.
I've done all those things separately, if it counts for anything.
Okay.
Over
And
an
I was
extended
average
period
to
of time.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
no,
average to fine at all of them.
I usually just get wrapped into whatever crazy scheme.
I think as long as you
Yeah.
finish, everybody's happy. And that's a good
Yeah.
motto for life in general.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
also
why-
So
happy if
triathlon
you,
includes swimming, right?
Yeah,
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 Michael,
I
I'm
can't
also
swim.
happy if you don't do it at all because I love you just the way you are,
I appreciate that, Snoop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
and I also don't want you to die. So maybe don't do
I'll
it.
try not to. I told him I'm retiring at 35, so any races that he wants me to do have to be before 35.
Mm.
So,
That's
Okay.
fair.
but I will say this though, because I know all of us here. Actually, Higgins, I don't know if you do, but we all mostly have mountain bikes. I'm gonna get back into that. So
Big
I haven't
fan
had
I
of
a
that.
just
bike.
took my mountain bike tires off.
Mm.
Haven't had a
So,
bike
but we can
that
still
didn't
go
have-
biking.
I've never had a handbrake bike, so in my entire life, so and that's the grown-up style, so
yeah,
but back to the book.
yeah. Back
Now
to
that
the
we're
drinks.
I
hanging
love your
out.
segue, Higgins.
Thanks. It
We're
works
back,
better
guys.
on the YouTube channel because I snapped my fingers and pointed at the camera.
It was perfect too. It was good. It was good.
But we get to meet honestly my favorite character pretty soon after that. Well, she meets her actually before she goes to the third chance shelter. Rachel West.
The musician.
She's not a failed musician, but a
Incoming.
aspiring musician with a lot of moxie, which honestly ends up being the thing that Billy needs the most, at least at the time when she meets her, because Rachel West, she's I want to say she calls herself a folk punk artist. She made her way through the emo punk stage. She listened to a lot of different genres, and then ended up listening to a lot of folk punk, and basically decided that was just what she was gonna do. She had a rough upbringing, and she busks by day, eats beans by night, and then every single Wednesday, she goes to this bar that her dad used to own
It was a
when it
coffee
was
place.
when it
Yeah.
was a coffee shop.
And he would make soup or something for the homeless that
Just
and
with
just give it out.
whatever
Or,
was there.
yeah.
But she goes there to inevitably own the place. And it's a little bit of the inspiration that Billy needs at this point in the story to keep going. Because at this point, Billy's eyesight's what I would call 40 to 50% like
Legally
splotches at this
blind.
point. Yeah. She's having a tough go. She doesn't really
Walking
know
into
where
the
she's
wrong
going,
restrooms.
and she needs like help. And then on top of the help that she gives her with the motivation to like have a person to draw, have a person to talk to, she brings her to it's called Funland, and
The junkyard.
she also kind of helps her with her drinking problem, maybe against Billy's wishes.
or her knowledge, because she's
Yeah,
just
or her knowledge.
she's just switching out her which is weird that she couldn't pick that, but basically she's like, yeah, I've been switching out your alcohol for like juice and something else, and it's like those taste
It's like
very
apple
different.
juice and lemonade or something
Yeah.
like that.
But you know, I guess she can't see it, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe your
I mean,
maybe your
does
taste
it
goes with your
impact?
sight.
I don't think so. I was gonna say it didn't really impact your taste. The four of us could figure that out.
Well, I
Yeah,
think it's
but,
one of those things, the placebo effect. You think it's alcohol, so it affects you that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
Yeah,
lot of
which
there's a couple of like I don't know if I would call them funny, but a couple of funny instances like after the night after like a big like party at the Funland where she's like, I can't wake up. I'm too hungover. I can't get up and get moving right now." And it's like, "Oh, she just drank like apple juice all night."
Yeah.
just sugar crash. Yeah, it is kind of played off as a gag, and I think also supposed to kind of show Billy when she does eventually find out, like, you don't need the alcohol to kind of get to
To
work
be
past the
friendly.
social anxiety. Yeah. That like Jacob said earlier, that is such a relatable aspect of that character. That's what people do, and uh while it helps kind of in the moment, it's not the long-term fix. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing with this character of Rachel is she ends up being a love interest for Billy, and they help each other grow, because she is a bit more kind of abrasive and outgoing, whereas Billy is more reserved and observant. And they have their little cute moments, like the two of them just kind of going on the street corner. Rachel plays her music, and then Billy just kind of works on her art, and they just talk in between. Those are nice, quiet moments between those two, so that when they have that eventual rift, uh, you feel that, because her world gets a lot darker after they kind of have an argument, and that's
They have a
when
bit of a spat. They
yeah,
go back.
and
She goes back to Third Chance, which I don't know. I don't know the appropriate term these days, but I know in house is how they like to talk about it. But a shelter, she goes back to the shelter, and we haven't even talked about. We skipped over. What's your name?
Iris.
Iris.
Iris. Yeah.
Now, I was actually gonna tie it back because you guys mentioned, you know, the characters that pop up in her life are the ones that like she actually ends up needing most during those times. And what I was gonna say was, there might have been some sort of placebo effect when it came to the alcohol, but one of the things that you could also consider is that as she progresses and she finishes these paintings, she's actually growing stronger as a person. So in the beginning, she may have definitely needed the alcohol to kind of, bridge that gap. But, after like the fourth or fifth person, she may have not noticed that she no longer needed it, you know? Um, But
Man.
one of the big characters that I thought had a big impact before, Miss West was Iris, because she's a bit of a firecracker. She's a
A bit
big
of a firecracker, but she's also a bit of an asshole. So
she's a rebel. That's what she is. And Billy picks up a few aspects from each of these characters, but we actively see Iris mentoring or teaching her on how to stand up for herself. So I thought that Iris was a pretty big character. I know we briefly touched on it, but I wasn't gonna let you guys skip over her. So
But yeah,
No,
I think
she's
she's my
a
favorite character.
yeah,
well, until she's not. I mean, she's a
Well, no,
great
because to me, she like really subverted my expectations. I thought she was gonna be almost another love interest, or like,
did you even read the book, Jacob?
well, this is my honest thought process. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot you didn't read the book.
I did.
But yeah, no, I mean, she really subverted my expectation. I thought she was gonna be this tough outer character, and then you find out that, or sorry, that she was gonna be this tough outer character, and then be like a soft inside, and subvert your expectations. But she subverted my subversion of my expectations, because she at the end of the day ended up staying true to that persona that she put on in the beginning of being this just like an asshole, basically.
Yeah, she ends up
Um,
like robbing her and selling it for money, is what we find
Yeah.
out,
yeah,
basically. But that worked out too, because she met a nice single mom that needed help because of it, I
yeah.
think.
Let her down her path.
Named
Big
She made a
Maria.
good
domino
on.
effect.
I actually knew that name.
Nice.
I think you need a character like that in this book to just kind of keep it a bit more grounded, because yeah, like she's out on the streets and she's just interacting with anyone who will give her the time of day, bouncing from this shelter to the streets. Like people suck. She's gonna run into some bad people, and trust people that she shouldn't, and that's again a side of the world that she hasn't been interacting with.
It's
So
also a
it's a
side that
tough
she could
lesson, but
be.
a good one.
It's also a side that she could become if she wasn't going the way she was too, I guess.
Yeah, she could easily have kind of gone in a similar direction, and she kind of was there at the start. Like she wasn't she was never um rude to people, but she couldn't interact with anyone. It's a very quick interaction between her and one of her roommates at the first house, where he brings her the mail, and she just panics and shuts the door on him, and basically is like, "Oh, I'm such an idiot."
After grabbing the mail, by the way.
Yeah, it just again, it's not. She just was so disconnected from everything, and that is the best part about this journey. Is yes, at the end of this, she has to give up so much of what her life was, but her life was just so isolated and so small, so that by the time you get to the end, yeah, it sucks that she lost her eyesight, it sucks she lost her art, but you get to see everything and everyone that she gained because of having to lose those things. And that's really cool. And we don't really get to see that character get her comeuppance, but you kind of get a hint that uh, she's probably gonna go to jail because she's one of the paintings, and
Yeah,
she mentioned she's like, yeah, I went ahead and sent my my sketch of
scanned
her
it. Yeah,
cops,
scanned it
yeah,
for the cop.
and it looks just like her. So it's like, yeah, they could probably track this person down pretty easily and have her arrested.
Yeah.
So you just kind of go off of that, thinking like, yeah, I hope she went to jail because she sucks. Yeah.
It's like my
Yeah.
favorite part of this book, besides the ending where everything works out and we get to see all these cool paintings, was she finally goes to the bar. I think it's called the West, and all of the characters that she's met on her entire journey, she comes up and she's like, you gotta get this girl Rachel West up here. She's a star. And then she gets like Cook, Arthur, Nathan, all of these people she's met, they come separately. Maria, they're like,
Roommates
we
from the
really,
beginning,
we
Adam and
really,
the
yeah.
crew.
We're like, we gotta see this Rachel West girl play, or we're not coming to your bar ever again. And it just hits hard and home. It's like the perfect like coming of age like tail end of a story that it just makes you feel good. Where she finally figures out like who she wants to be and the type of friend she wants to be, even if it doesn't quite help her.
I feel like she also, like, in the very beginning, when she gets the acceptance letter for the art gallery, the question was, what does Billy Scott want to say? You know, and I think at the very end she also got that answer, which then brings me to the part that I didn't read, which I'm gonna depend on you guys for.
What was the last part you got to, Michael?
That part where they all got together at the bar.
Okay, yeah, you're basically
You missed nothing. You had
So suddenly I read the book, guys, huh? Yeah.
you have like
no,
you have the
you still have some growing to do, but
Yeah,
you
okay,
basically
You're in
have
better
the
shape than I
epilogue to
thought.
read.
yeah.
You
No,
basically have the epilogue to read. That was the culmination of the project. If I would,
Yeah.
you could have ended
See, I'm gonna
after
honest
that.
I'll tell you where I stopped.
You could have
So-
ended a movie after that,
Yeah.
but you couldn't have ended a comic after that. So you messed up there. But
live and learn.
Live and learn.
You touched on something I honestly forgot about, but it's a good bookend. Yeah, that letter of what does she want to say, that does lead into the finale of this, where she gives that speech. Because originally when she reads that letter, there's a bit of dialogue where it's just like, what do I want to say? I don't know. So after going through everything that she went through and getting those paintings finished, the kind of culmination of all that is she reveals the 10th and final painting, which is a self-portrait of her. Two things I really liked about that is, one, all these people that she had been painting and choosing were people that were important to her life. So I like the idea of, I need to make the last person me, because uh, Billy Scott's biggest thing, and she mentions it, is not feeling enough. And so that's why she was so dedicated to this art and staying up in a room and only working on that, is because she thought, if I get to this spot, if I achieve this goal, if people see this art and they like it, then I'll be enough. But it's that thing of, that external validation is never going to be enough. You need to feel that way about yourself. And so you get to the end, and that's what it becomes. She chooses her as her last painting. But she lost her eyesight, or was really losing her eyesight right before she could finish. And that even plays into the final piece, because you kind of see, I'm assuming it's supposed to be the parts that she couldn't really make out. She's covered. So like one of her eyes is covered, I think, with like a bird or something.
with a bird, yeah.
Yeah.
Her dress is a little unfinished and stuff like that.
But that is what art is. It's a reflection of what the artist is feeling and going through at the time when they do it. So I really like that element of it too. And then she just gives this really, you could kind of say it's a little on the nose, because it is just a speech about what the story's about. But overall, I think it's pretty well delivered.
It was a nice tail end speech.
Mhm.
And she gets together with Rachel West, which is nice.
Yeah, because at that point, some time's passed, so she like, when she gets to that event,
it's been a
speech,
year
she's already
at
blind.
that point. Yeah. It's been a year, and she's blind, and she's wearing heart-shaped sunglasses at her gallery.
That's fun. Good fashion in this overall, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's able to finally answer that question, like you said, Michael, of like, what does Billy Scott want to say? And it is just that thing of what art means to her, what art means to other people, keep creating, and also just what life's about. And you see her, I think, the happiest that she's been throughout this whole story, because she's kind of finally found that answer for herself and she's in a good place. I really like that message.
Absolutely.
I feel like for me the one of the biggest impacts it had was that you start off with such an isolated character and someone who's working super hard to achieve their goals, which is like commendable. You have a goal in mind, you really want to reach it, and she's willing to sacrifice everything, all of her connections and money and all this stuff to reach that goal, only to be taught by life that like that's not what's going to make you happy. And so, you know, that's a lesson I've learned as well. Like, you know, just reaching some arbitrary goal you've set is not going to, be the end all be all of your life. Like these connections you make and the people you meet and the relationships you invest in are just as important, if not more important than that, big goal you've set for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
And
it feels a lot like I mean, I'm just a podcaster. I just read books and watch stuff, and I'm not like creating art or anything, but like the people that like do work with you. I mean, honestly, I could see any number of like tens to hundreds of people that you might do work with saying the exact same thing that Billy Scott says in her speech at the end of this book.
yeah. And then one, I don't know if this was also intended, but something that I caught was at the very beginning of the story. It's very, I guess I don't want to say linear, but it's a very obvious thing. Like Billy Scott values art. The worst possible thing in her mind is to lose that art, essentially, go blind. And Snoop, you talked about it, when you were talking about the interview and, how this actually relates to real life and, what she's, kind of, I guess, thinking. But when it comes down to it, after the journey that was given, that fear and how she handled it wasn't really the ultimate fear. It wasn't the thing that ended her. And then to your point, like at the very end, she's the happiest that she's ever been, or she seems the happiest that she's ever been. And to me, it kind of spoke to like one of those things where like right now, us like creatives, we have these fears, we have these obstacles that sometimes may seem larger than life, or that may prevent us from reaching, these goals. But when they happen, we then realize, oh, this was small compared to this, or this was temporary, or this was not as bad as what I originally thought. I definitely gained a lot more from, this. And it kind of goes into that stereotypical anime kind of adage where it's kind of like, oh, the treasures were the friends along the way,
Well,
you
it's one of
know?
those
So,
things where me and Snoop made a podcast 6 years ago, and then all of a sudden, 6 months ago, we find out we're the 15th best comic book podcast out of 70. And who knows, we might be
yeah,
even more than that. So
yeah.
it's like we just wanted a way to like talk about comic books that we read, and then all of a sudden, here we are, maybe doing something.
Did we do that? No, that's a good point. No, it's I don't know. It just it kind of it. I definitely got the main message, and I don't know if I just looked too deep into it, but I got so much more out of it than just that.
And
And like I said, it relates a little bit like at home just because of the whole creative genre to it. So
I mean, I've only read the two that she's put out. I haven't read the Rain that she like did art for. I don't know if she has anything in the works, but out of her two pieces, Zoe Thorogood's made two of my like top 10 favorite comics that I've ever read. So
nice.
she's
Yeah, I'm
made
gonna be recommending this to everyone I know. Like, I'm definitely gonna buy the physical copy, because I had that Global Comics subscription that I accidentally bought. Came in handy, because it was on there. But
Nice.
no,
So he got to use the special
Yeah.
feature.
Nice.
yeah, I got to, it was nice. But yeah, I want to buy a physical copy. I love this book. I would love to like lend it out to people, this comic, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I gotta say, this is like not something I would normally read. I would never have read this if not for this podcast and a recommendation, or not a recommendation, but a force to read it. Um, I would never have read this, and I would never have been able to enjoy it as much as I did.
Well, I'll go ahead and piggyback off of that then. So, Higgins, I gave you kudos for making this recommendation because it ended up being a valuable read, right? But to Jacob's point, never in 100 years would I have walked into a library or bookstore, seen this, and be like, "Yeah, this is something I want to read."
I'll tell you guys right now, don't support Amazon, but if you do support Amazon, just like hop in there and just like look for the coolest looking cover of a book, because that's what made me pick It's Lonely at the Center of the Universe, and that's what made me realize that Zoe Thorogood's like honestly one of the top like comic authors
Yeah,
of our generation. So
I'm definitely gonna be following her, and seeing what else comes out. But, definitely would have never guessed this was gonna hit as hard as it did. And to that point, also, when I initially read this, just because I'm kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum with you, again, slice of life for me is not like one of like my favorite things to read. Like I'm very much big into like the very actiony, like fight scenes everywhere, like blood, gore, even like just horror, if you will. Like I'll pick that any day over a slice of life or rom-com or whatever. Like, but
Disagree, Michael. You give me a 3-episode arc of a school festival and an anime, God, I'm in my happy place.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it was, but definitely a good book.
I'm
I'm gonna
glad I made
follow.
you read it, Michael.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Zoe.
I love this stuff. Coming of age books, movies where they don't do anything but just hang out.
You do love
I
a
love
movie
that.
where they don't do
I love
anything.
I love that shit.
You're like, did anyone
So
grow? Did anything
interesting.
happen? No.
No,
We
but
just
they hung
waited
out and it
for
was
2
cool.
hours, though. Yeah. They went and
Love
drank
that
in
shit.
a field. I might do that later. It's really
Yeah.
inspired you.
Dazed and Confused.
Well,
all
okay.
those.
On that, since we're talking or giving feelings and giving vibes, I want to know officially what you guys rate this book.
It's a full 5 out of 5. I technically had 6 out of 5, but
All right, so Higgins, we know
over
where
the
you
course of the
stand.
day, we went and got sushi earlier, so I had 2 supplemental beers at sushi. But it's the best book we've read on the podcast since we named it Novel Spirits, in my opinion.
Okay.
Well, I gotta agree. It was really good, man. I drank, I think 6 total so far.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. I mean, shit. I feel drunk as fuck. So
Well, you still gotta do your 2 shots for the Battle of the Genres.
you can't trick me, Michael. I remember those shots. All right.
Well, no, those are 2 beginning shots. You got to bookend it.
Yeah. It's front matter and back matter. That's how it works. Yeah.
I don't think I would survive 2 more shots.
Snoop, how about yourself, man?
Well, I've had 3 out of 6 beers. But also just as a rating, I would say this is thoroughly good. So
Yeah. Thoroughly
Yeah.
good.
So I've given I'm on 3, drink number 3. I am going to do this book the honor of grabbing a 4th, right? I'm gonna stop at a 4. I'm not gonna go all the way to 6, right? But I will
Michael
say that
Michael hates the story.
no.
Oh
Listen,
no,
listen.
he only
listen,
made
it
his
just
4/5 of the way to the
it
book.
represents what he's read.
Exactly. It only represents what I've read. So I'm gonna stop at 4. When I finish the book, I'm gonna go ahead and grab another
2 more.
drink. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Good for
Fair
you.
enough.
But I will say that for what I've read, the 4 out of 5 that I'm giving this, right? For what I read, this is definitely a strong 4. And I will agree with you. Ever since the inception of Novel Spirits, I think this is probably going to be the number 1 read or reading medium, right? I very much enjoyed Dispatch, but this for sure is going to be the top reading medium so far.
Man, it gives me that same feeling inside that Dispatch gave me at certain points where it's just
Yeah.
like that fuzzy, warm feeling of just consuming something that's really wholesome and just so enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
Well,
just
while we're rating it, can we
a good
judge
thing.
the book by its cover? And would you pick this book up just out of the store and
100%.
read it?
oh,
Yeah,
abs-
100%.
Do you
absolutely
think the
not.
cover
But
grabs you?
no, absolutely not. But I would still give it the rating after reading it.
It's not as good as her second one, but it is still a good cover.
Like if you put this book right next to Cyberpunk, right? I'm gonna pick Cyberpunk. You know,
I
that's just
love-
me, right?
I love just looking at stuff and being like, I might, and then buying it.
Yeah.
Not like
I think the
I might
name is
watch
so
it, I
good.
might play it, I might read it, I might.
Well, and then to that point, just to judge the title, Jacob, if I were to read this like at a Books a Million and be like, The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott, I already know what the book's about. What do I got to read it for? Right? So that's honestly my initial thought on it. Again, readers, listeners, whoever you are in this episode right now, you should read this book. Like,
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, we've judged the last couple by their covers, so I figured we should continue the tradition so far.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
no, I like the cover. I think it. I mean, the title is grabbing to me. It really. I said it in the last episode, but it makes me think of that meme where it's like, feed your daughter the soup of blindness when she's bad. I don't know if anyone else has seen that.
What?
I'll just send it
No.
later, but I can't explain it. But
Michael, when are you gonna look at the last few pages?
Probably.
Banana, banana,
Oh, you
banana.
suck.
Readings for squares.
I walked right into that one.
We already did the whole thing. We did the ratings and everything, Michael. You're a fool.
Yeah.
It's always fun to see someone else go through this. I went through it for like 6 years.
You listened to it, now you actually saw it firsthand.
Yeah. It's fun. I get why he does it now.
It's a lot. It's
Yeah.
a hell of a time.
And you know, we've said this over the years. We're gonna definitely make an official soundtrack for it now. It's just so much more fun just hearing him do it.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I think
it wouldn't be
you
good
don't
if
want
I
to take
didn't.
that away from him. Yeah.
It wouldn't be good if I didn't do it.
He
Yeah.
needs this.
It's the same every time for the most part.
I am of the mind, and Higgins, you can correct me. This is your show. I say our guest should go first for this one.
No, I want Michael to go first since she didn't finish the
Damn.
book.
Okay. All right. So, since I didn't read the book, I guess I'll tell you what I've been up to. No, just to clarify, I did read 3/4 of the book. Just FYI. No.
No, this is just a fun joke we're doing.
So I've committed. I'm gonna go ahead. And this is my confession. I've committed a cardinal sin. Right.
What?
And
You read
I
a
have
book?
used. No, I have used AI.
No.
somehow we got to get in the episode somehow.
I guess that's why I'm not drinking water this episode, Michael.
Yeah. So no, that's actually no.
Or
That's
my
exactly
water
why
is
I did it.
dirty.
So that's exactly why I did it. Right. So I saw this thing. Right. It was a Kyle. It was a stand-up comedian. He was like, yeah. So apparently AI, every time that you prompt it to do something, it uses the same amount of energy, right, that it takes to create and dispose of a water bottle, right? So every single time that you say, hey, Gemini, why is the sky blue? That answer is a water bottle, right?
It's crazy.
And I was just like, well, wait a minute. if that's the case, then why, like, how did we go from like, oh, save the earth, go green, to this? And my only solution was to ask Gemini why that happened. And it gave me this rabbit hole to go down. No, but in all seriousness, most of like my writing tools have gone through some sort of um update. So Obsidian, Reedsy, even Ingram now has AI tools that are like completely integrated that I've had to go through and basically turn off or basically configure to the point where they stop bothering me. Barnes and Nobles has basically ruined the exclusivity deal with the studio that we have. So we're
Yeah.
not doing print on demand with them anymore. But that is also AI related. So I've just been going down the AI rabbit hole for the most part. As far as consumption of, anything else really, I've been stuck playing Dragon Age, the Veilguard game, which I know
Oh, the
I'm
new
very
one?
late to.
That's not
I'm
that
very
late.
late to
I
it,
mean, you're
but
like within the year
I
of them
guess
putting it out.
I'm a little upset because it's really captured my attention, and I still haven't finished Ninja Gaiden 4. But
His ass, probably.
what, Dragon Age?
No, Ninja Gaiden.
God of War, yes, you're absolutely right.
Ninja Gaiden, I think his ass. Nobody talks about Ninja Gaiden like they talk about God of War.
Because we don't need to.
It's because we're talking about Dragon Age Veilguard.
Let me ask you something, Jacob, right? So if you have actually no, how many advertisements or commercials have you seen for Yale or one of the top tier colleges?
7.
Pay for YouTube Premium. That's the only thing I watch.
Okay.
So
How many
I don't
ads
see
have
any ads.
Okay,
You
never
ain't
mind.
trapping me. You ain't
Okay,
trapping
no,
me.
you're right, boy. You're right. Okay. My point is that we don't need to talk about Ninja Gaiden because Ninja Gaiden speaks for itself. So
But how's
Yeah.
Dragon Age? You liking it?
it's actually really good. I know that Jesus, you got me on the train here. Dragon Age Veilguard got a lot of hate when it first came out. And I guess the environment when it came out was, I guess, between administrations. So there's obviously talk about the narrative design being, part of an agenda versus another agenda and whatnot. I
That
didn't
was
really
the thing
find
I
that.
heard about it was just like the only criticisms I heard was just this too woke. And whenever I hear that, I tune out instantly because it's probably not. And also,
Yeah,
this
and
is a
that
weird hill for you to die on.
exactly, and that's the thing. Like, there was a few instances where I was like, this could have been written better, but I never fell into any sort of agenda or anything like that. Like, one of the things okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of talk about, there's the Canary, right? The Canary are, this race of warrior like beings that have very strict magical rules. And there is in this game a Canary who goes, by they them, um and goes through this monologue of, why it's important one side, and that's fine. But then scenes later, is basically the center point of misnaming a necromancer, right? And it just kind of like that could have been done a little bit better, right? But never was it really kind of like, oh well, this game is just too woke to play or whatever the case may be. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. So I would say that, I'm playing it all the way to, completion. If you
Yeah,
were
you
one of those
are.
individuals that kind of fell into one of those reviews and kind of kind of dissuaded yourself from going, just knock it out. I mean, it's there for a reason, and I mean, it's good. I like it. So it has my
Yeah.
vote.
So,
So
as someone who's never played Dragon Age, could you summarize what type of games they are?
Or
so
could
it's
he jump into this one as his first one?
Yeah.
yes and no, right? So you could jump into the story as is and jump into this game and play and learn everything that you need to know about the lore from this game, right? But it would be far better if you started from Origins, right? Because then you get to see the evolution. Because one of the things that this game does is perspective. You have the perspective of history from one nation versus the perspective of history from another nation, and then the perspective of history from this one specific faction. You have different key characters like the hero Ferelden, the hero Kirkwall, that all kind of contributed to history in different ways, but they're perceived differently. So, for example, the hero Ferelden, the nation of Ferelden, they love, the hero Ferelden, but the Grey Wardens, even though the hero of the of Ferelden is a Grey Warden, they don't like him because they're not supposed to be involved in politics, So you play Origins, you play Dragon Age 2, you play Inquisition, you play this one, you get all the bits of history that you need, but they're just from different perspectives. So if you play this game, you'll probably align yourself with a specific faction and call it a day. But if you go through the entire series, you may have, reservations like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to, I don't know, destroy the circle of Magi because I actually really like them in game number 1, So it's just one of those things. You can jump into it right now. It's a standard RPG game. You make your own character. The dialogue choices you make impact the story. It's turn-based combat. Well, it's not real turn-based, but it's not real turn-based. How do I say this? It's
Kind of like new Final Fantasy,
is it like
where it's like
Final
turn
Fantasy?
action.
Okay.
it's
the
not
new-
Final Fantasy. It's not where it's like, okay, enemy turn, your turn. But it's not live like God of War, Ninja Gaiden. It's like you hit this button, and then when the cue hits, you see the animation and whatever.
Closer to what's that new one? Claire Obscura.
Yeah.
Play that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I would, me personally, being the big Dragon Age nerd that I am, Origins is still my favorite of all. But I would recommend starting from the beginning and going from there.
It's the biggest shame about that franchise is they really peaked with that first game.
Dude, oh my god, the graphics,
Origins
the
is
graphics
great.
are nowhere, they don't compare, obviously, because it was an
It's
era.
the writing. The writing
right?
was so good in that first one.
The branching narratives in that game
Yeah.
in Origins it was insane.
Mm-hmm. It's
Right,
like
even
even
on
having,
PC?
you can get the first one on PC. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
all
I had to
on
play
PC.
through.
I
I think
did.
if you could get past the graphical limitations of it, because that game came out in like 2009 or 10 or something, so it doesn't hold up looks wise. But the gameplay is simplistic enough, and the writing is so strong. I think that would be the only one I would really recommend trying out.
Let me
yeah.
put it this way: you can start in Veilguard or Inquisition, right? But you can't finish in those games, right? Like when those games end and you need more, right?
Challenge.
Dragon Age Origins, right? You
I
can
can
play that
finish
game
anywhere,
and stop there and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, even to that point, like, because people really hate on 2. I think 2 is fine, but you start as a brand new character in that same kind
Yeah.
of world, and you just kind of hear about all the cool stuff the first playthrough that you did,
Yeah.
because the first story is just so well written and just done by the end of it. So yeah. Plus you get to play as a dwarf if you want, and that's what I did.
I'm gonna throw Snoop under the bus so that I can talk about a game too. And I'm gonna
Sure.
talk about something else, but I'm gonna throw him under the bus to talk about something else that we both did,
Go for
and
it.
it's a game called The Plucky Squire.
Oh, yeah, we can
Right.
talk about that. I have another game I could talk a little bit about too, but we can talk about that one first if you want.
Yeah, I would like that. I want to
'Cause
talk
I've
about
beaten the Lucky Squire, so
I want to talk about Send Help with Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, but
okay. We'll talk
that's
about that
my
real
thing.
quick.
Okay, I will.
See, I've tossed the bus
It's
under
a
you.
it's a classic living on an island situation, but one of the people is a really shitty boss, and the other person watches Survivor a lot, so she's really good at living in the wilderness. And beyond that, it's just a real fun watch of them doing that sort of thing where Rachel McAdams is really good at living on a island, and Dylan O'Brien just sucks.
So it flips the dynamic where
Yeah, it flips the
he
dynamic.
has to count on her. She's
And
the boss now.
they did the one thing that I really couldn't think could happen, where they made Rachel McAdams look really bad at the beginning of the movie. She looks terrible, but she really comes into her own on the island.
What's this called? Send Help?
Send Help. It's a very light horror. It's a little gory, but it's light horror thriller.
Interesting.
Very, very, very
Yeah.
good.
I really must be filling the drinks because I thought Dylan O'Brien was the
He's
Sprouse
the
Brothers.
No, he's
Yeah, he's
Maze
the
Runner.
Maze Runner guy.
Colin
Yeah.
Dylan's. Is it Dylan? I don't even know. I was thinking Sweet Life on Deck. I don't know why, but no, I mean,
one
Jesus
of them
Christ.
is Dylan Sprouse. So that's probably where you were going with that.
okay,
There you
yeah,
go.
I'm bad with.
Yeah, his name
Names.
was
You're
Dylan.
great with first names, just not faces.
Yeah, I know every first name.
Jacob,
But,
don't forget, yeah, dude, 2 shots.
It was one of the best
Can't wait.
movies I've watched this year. It was a lot of fun. A lot of
What's
fun.
it on? Did you go to the theaters or?
No, I watched it on Hulu.
Okay, might have to.
So
It seems
it's
interesting.
available.
I might have to.
It's
Is it
available out in the
like
world.
also a commentary on Nepo baby like CEOs and how they're just kind of worthless? Because it seemed a little bit like that.
A little bit of that,
Based
but
on-
it's also a commentary on like Survivor, because she's like a really big Survivor fan. So
Okay, so it just gives her the skills.
yeah, it gave her the skills to be able to survive out in the world. Like
That's such a
straight up,
funny idea.
straight up, like part of the early plot is she put in a tape to be on Survivor.
There's been a lot of movies recently that are doing pretty well, either financially or critically, of like kind of odd pairings. I've been seeing a lot of memes and clips of this movie with Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton in a
Talking
movie
about,
together.
Apex.
I think so, yeah. I don't really know much about it, but that they just seem to, these kind of smaller, just duo pairing films are kind of
Yeah.
taking off. I think just because a lot of people are so burnt out on what big Hollywood's doing with, like, a lot of stale superhero stuff. And horror is always such an easy sell for people. That one movie
love
that just
horror.
came out, I'm honestly interested in checking out. Obsession, yeah.
Yeah, I wanna watch that.
Yes.
I'll probably I'm gonna try my best to watch it before the next episode, because I really
Yeah.
like.
Can you,
Let's make that.
I really
our
like
goal.
the director and
Yeah.
what he's
It's a
done on,
YouTube
like,
guy, right?
well, he's
He's a
like
funny dude.
Instagram,
He's
TikTok,
hilarious.
YouTuber. There you have. I'll have to look it up real quick, but they make like a lot of sketch comedy.
Yeah.
So he falls
I'm
into
subscribed to
the
him.
similar vein of like Zach Kreger and Jordan Peele, where like
yeah.
comedy like leads into a horror background because they fall into the same like
Like
timing.
a dark thoughts in their heads.
Well,
and they
it's
know
like
timing,
it's like the comedic timing of things, where it's like you build the tension, and then it's a joke, but then they switch to horror and it's like tension, scare.
No punchline.
And I also like at least with Zach Kreger, it seems, because I've seen one of his movies. I saw Weapons, and that movie is
Very funny.
seemingly it's very funny, and I'm sure there's intention behind that, but like even the stuff that's not necessarily supposed to be funny is funny. There's a bit in Weapons where I think it's Josh Brolin gets into a fight with someone who's possessed, and he just ragdolls him over and over again because he keeps going after him, and he'll like throw him against a wall. He'll throw him over the couch when he tries to get like it. It's so funny, and I don't know if that's what they were going for, but yeah, I think
There's
to your
more than
point, they just have
a
a
couple
good sense of
parts.
that.
There's more than a couple parts in that movie where it's like maybe supposed to be funny, and then he says, what the fuck?" And it's like you crack up laughing. So
I
Yeah, I
will
mean, most
say,
horror movies either become extremely scary or very funny. So it's kind of like you get
they
one of the
follow the same timing, basically.
yeah, I will say that this Obsession, when it was announced, and kind of found out who it was by and all that stuff. There seems to be an ongoing trend where YouTube, kind of content creators are kind of now emerging a lot faster and hitting a lot harder than Hollywood is.
Well,
'Cause
there's that other one called The
wasn't
Backrooms.
The
That's
Backrooms is being
rooms.
made,
I want to watch that.
is
right?
another
Mark
YouTube guy.
Markiplier
Bring
made
her
his
back.
first horror movie.
Yeah, Iron
With
Lung.
and that
Iron
hit
Lung,
hard. The
yeah.
Iron Lung.
Which both Backrooms and Iron Lung are based off video games, right?
Yeah,
As far as
they
I know.
are. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that could honestly just be more of a generational thing, because if you think about it, like these YouTubers and these video game adaptations kind of coming into prominence, that's just people are interested in them because it's kids who watched those YouTubers
Yeah.
streaming those games or play those games themselves. Like that's what they want to see. It's kind of the same thing with the early superhero boom, like 10, 15 years ago for us. It was just that's what we were interested in. So
Yeah.
it's I don't mind it because it is kind of bringing some life back into a stale system. Not everything's necessarily for me, but like Obsession seems pretty cool. Backrooms, I don't know a lot about, but I am interested in the idea.
That's just liminal spaces and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
started off as
I
like
think
a
it's good.
creepypasta.
Well, that's the cool thing about that one is that dude like literally created the entire lore for this movie, like when he was like 15, and like
Yeah, like the same guy
built
who
it and
made the
built it and
original
built it.
images.
Yeah, he built it and built it and built it, and then he became a director for the movie
Okay.
with help
That
from
is
people
cool.
like Mark Duplass and stuff like that. That did
Yeah,
like that
it,
movie Creep and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. It's always cool to see kind of these smaller projects just getting the attention, because Obsession was only made for like, I say only made, but it was made for like 750,000, and
Yeah, they made that money easy.
it's doing, which that's the horror formula. That's why horror does so well. But the best thing about that kind of stuff is it gives these smaller names just a chance to break out and make something
Yeah.
interesting, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, I want to check that out. I would like to kind of check this Backrooms thing. I think there's a guy who's maybe in that Dispatch game who's now making a Bloodborne something, like an
Damn,
animated
I mean,
movie.
Is it your
I
dude?
think he was
The
the
bat?
Irish guy. No, he's the Irish guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's leading that, like an animated Bloodborne project now.
Interesting.
Bloodborne is awesome, and I can't believe they haven't done more than that one game.
It is. Well, I
It's
know
insane.
they're coming out with something. It's not in the Bloodborne world, but it's similar in vibes. It's Dusk Bloods, I think
Yeah,
is what
that's
it's called.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
haven't
going to
heard of
be
that.
a Switch 2 only thing, where it's kind of
Nintendo.
a PvE letters and whatever words. But I like all their stuff, even if I don't necessarily play it. I'm just, anything they make is always interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the. I mean, I played Elden Ring a little bit. I played a little bit of Bloodborne, but the world, I've watched it all. Other people play it, and the world is so cool.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I love the little guys winning, man. Like, like for me, one of my favorite horror movies is Talk to Me, and that was made by
Australian
YouTubers.
YouTubers, yeah.
Australian
Well,
YouTubers.
bring her back, and they have another one coming out soon too. So
Yeah, I haven't watched Bring Her Back. I heard it was good.
God,
But I mean, I love,
disgusting.
like, it feels like the big guys, at least in the art space, are losing in a lot of places where the people who actually are
Passionate.
tapped in with what people want to see and have a passion are winning in some small areas. It's really nice.
I agree. I think it's good to see. I think the biggest reason is it's good to see creativity kind of get the win because these budgets are smaller, so they have to think ahead of what am I going to make and how do I make it look the way I want it to look, or at least get as close to the look I want. It's not just a thing of like, oh, like we didn't finish the script, but we'll just write it on the day, or like, oh, like just film on blue screen and we'll just like CGI something in later, but we changed our mind 10 times and movie's out in 2 months, just wherever we end up at. I think it's because you have to plan and you have to pick something and stick with it and develop a style and use that style that gets people interested again. It's a limitation, but a necessary one. And so it's good to see that still resonating with people and not just like throw AI at it or throw, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
And it lights a fire under your ass. Like, shit, if this flops, this might be the last thing I ever do at this stage, so I cannot flop. And I think it leads to like a lot of really great ideas and creativity coming through. Kind of like Billy
Absolutely.
Scott,
Yeah.
this might be the last thing she ever does.
No, she made another one though. Read the other one, Jacob.
Did you even read the other one?
Higgins, you wanted to talk about a game that you and I both played.
Yeah,
right?
play Plucky Squire, and then we'll jump into we'll do a quick one because we're making the people listen too long. But let's talk about
that's really
Plucky
up to
Squire.
them. Yeah,
That's true.
I recommended this game to you because, in all honesty, when I played it, I was like, "This is a Higgins game if I've ever seen
It's
one."
100% a Higgins game. He nailed me. He nailed me in one. I haven't finished yet, but I have one. I have like one chapter left to go. So
it's super fun. It's made by Devolver Digital, who just kind of do quirky indie things and
they
kind of have
make
some fun.
90% of my favorite games. They make a lot of really good indie games.
Talking a little more again about creativity, I think that's the best thing that this game has going for it is it just throws a lot of ideas at the wall, and most of it I think sticks really well. You basically play as this kind of what I would say is an Adventure Time Finn-esque character. A boy with some companions who lives in a fantasy land and goes on adventures.
His sword's an ink pen, basically.
Yeah, it is. And all that is because you are a storybook character. So it starts out pretty normal for them where you're just like, oh, the evil wizard's at it again. I'm going to go stop him. But the wizard this time has figured out that you're all in a book and he kind of kicks you out of the book. And that bleeds into the gameplay. So it'll be 2D kind of side-scrolling levels, solve puzzles, fight enemies.
Well, it does
from a top-down perspective.
That's when
and then you
one
can
of its
jump
best
out
parts,
of the book
because it does isometric a little bit, and then it'll throw you into another part of the book, and then it's like a 2D like puzzle platformer section where you're looking at it straight up, and then like Snoop said, a 3D aspect when you jump out of the book.
Yeah,
You're on
and that's
little
how
Tommy's
you solve
desk.
puzzles. yeah, you're like a in the room of a kid who's inspired by these characters, and kind of the crux of the story is you need to stop this wizard so that this kid doesn't lose his inspiration. It's a very simple story, but yeah, gameplay wise, it's super fun because like Higgins said, you kind of go into these isometric levels. You'll do a little bit of that as you go to the end of a level. The page turns into a different kind of gameplay mechanic. And you'll see these portals. You can jump out of the book, and you're in a 3D platforming space. And you can pick up the book and like tilt it to move things around on that
the page and
plane.
stuff like that.
Yeah, it just there'll be like kind of one-off mini games. At one point, you have to go fight a honey badger that is stealing some honey, and it puts you into
Yeah.
this Mike Tyson Punch-Out level where you just beat the shit out of a honey badger.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just for a game I knew nothing about, but saw a trailer and went, "Oh yeah, that looks fun. Let me give it a try." It was a very pleasant time.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like Adventure Time the game, where it's very much like a kid could jump into this game and play the entire thing and not have any trouble at all.
Mhm.
It could potentially be hard at some points, but they would be able to finish it from top to bottom easy peasy. But then the writing of it captures both the adult and the kid. There's multiple jokes where it's like that would go straight over like a 10-year-old's head, but it was there for this guy. It was there for man Snoop.
I gotta admit. So you guys told me about this book
This is a game.
few days ago. Or sorry, the game. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the actual page right now, and it's like you can see them walking across the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, the game. You guys told me about the game a few days ago, and like I bookmarked it or I wish listed it, and I'm like, I gotta look at this later. But I'm looking at like if you guys are on Steam, and the description's gonna God, the link is going to be down in the description. So if you click on that and you go on Steam and you actually look at the page and scroll all the way down to the About This Game section, and you actually see like the process of them moving through the book and jumping out of the book into the 3D space. That looks sick. Like I thought this was
it looks really good.
yeah,
Mechanically, it's very creative. I've never really played anything like this before. So yeah.
Genuinely, Michael, I would say you should play with this with your kids.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna look into this because like I thought like, oh, this is for an indie project, normally when you start talking about stuff like this, you don't really expect this scale, but this looks legit. So if you guys are interested,
And it's what would you say, Snoop? Like a 8 to 10 hour game, maybe?
Yeah. You can get like $20 here. Sometimes cheaper on a sale, but yeah.
1,000 positive reviews, $20 for the game on sale, and then $40 for the deluxe edition.
Easily worth the price, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Devolver Digital sounded familiar, and it's publisher for another game you mentioned, Ball X Pit.
Yeah,
they're the publisher, obviously, so there's developer studios behind it. But yeah, I mean, I saw Ball X Pit on there, which is on my wish list after the last time we talked about it. And no, it's still my wish list. I haven't bought it yet.
God dang it!
I gotta play it. It looks good. And I have $21 sitting in my Steam account. I might buy it right now.
I literally played around before we started recording because we had to wait like an extra 15 minutes.
We may be a spoilers podcast, but we're definitely behind the curve on a lot of these games.
Ball Pit
we're all unk in some ways.
Yeah.
Ball Pit's so
I've
good.
been playing a new game. I've only gotten an hour in, but I would also recommend this one as well. I've been playing Mixtape today. And that's just a fun experience.
Too. Well, not all of it. We're about halfway through.
It's not long. I think it's only like a few hours, and I'm already an hour in. But that's just an interactive movie, but very creative and charming, I think.
So like
I don't want to talk about it too much because I think that could be a podcast episode.
It could, yeah. It's not. It's like Dispatch in its presentation, where it's just mostly visuals. But even more so than that, like really the only gameplay elements you're doing are just kind of little immersive mini games, like skate down this hill or skip a stone, and then watch the rest of it. But that is very much intentional because it's such a curated experience. I mean, literally every level of this is just like we're playing the
A
song.
song.
It represents this, and it just kind of it's impressive like how well made the music and just the story pair together. So yeah, I like it.
I'm gonna, not that I'm the guy that decides these things, but I'm gonna let Jacob talk about his one thing, and then I think we should maybe wrap it up.
Works for me.
Sure. What I've got is short. So I've also been playing a new game.
Get out of here,
Called
What?
Yeah, can you
I'm just
believe
kidding.
it, guys? So I've been playing this new game. It came out last year. It's called Deadlock. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but
It sounds familiar.
it is Valve's new game.
Oh.
It is a so it's like
Of
a League of
Half-Life fame?
Legends third person, League of Legends third person, team based game. They have a ton of characters, and it is quickly became one of my favorite games. Like, I've never played League of Legends, but it's got the same style. Like, you have the lanes, and you have
Yeah.
you have the jungle where you go and fight the NPCs to get souls to level up and all that stuff.
I never played League,
Um,
but I played Dota for a bit. Dota 2 for a bit.
yeah. I've never really played a game like this because I don't typically play like top down type games.
Yeah.
But this game is a third person. I mean, it's basically like a third person shooter that has those League elements. But man, it is insanely fun, and it is so like I think it's like I think it's in early access still, but it is like it is so nice to have a game that's in early access that is so well polished. Like, the animation, there's like barely any bugs. They're updating it constantly. It is such a good game that I've just been enjoying it so much.
Looks
So not much.
kind of like Overwatch almost.
Yeah. So it's got like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals type of like gameplay, but the actual focus behind it is like League, where you're
Yeah.
trying to push the towers and kill their boss or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping it short, but it is a super good game. So I would definitely recommend playing if you're into those types of games.
Looks good.
Um,
Not
so yeah,
not a lot on the Steam page, but it definitely looks good.
play, man, free to play. Hey, we can all play it. We can hop on.
Yeah.
It's a good game. And then
Better than the recommendation to all hop on and play what's that soccer rally kart game that you love so much?
Rocket League.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's a good game.
like
This is
Rocket
taking
League.
over my Rocket League.
This is a
time.
good game.
Good, at least something is.
I love Rocket League.
Yeah.
It's a good game, Michael. I grew out of it, but it was a good.
I can't
it was
even
a good
remember
one
the
when I had
name.
it.
That's how much I dislike it.
Well, we all know you're not you don't have very good
Multiplayer
taste in
guy.
games.
Right,
So-
Jacob. Yeah.
Yeah, you like a lot of bad games, we can
Uh-huh.
say.
You do
Um,
stick up for a franchise that a lot of people have forgotten about, but I respect
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Captain
Right.
Captain goes down with the ship. Yeah.
I will go
And,
down. I will die on my hill. So
yeah, you're going down with the ship, man, because
Mhm.
that game is
I'm sure that a lot of people will support my my taste in games and whatnot. So
I can say our friend Andy played Ninja Gaiden 2 this year, and he loved it. So there's at least someone on
See?
your side with that
See?
specific one.
We got an Andy.
Is that our first
spot?
Andy shout out?
No, not our first by any means, but
It's been a
for
while.
this episode,
I'm required by law to mention him at least once on
Right,
any
yeah.
podcast I do.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of an NDA.
Yeah.
all right. I
All right,
guess we should
well-
sweep this up. Do you have
Yeah.
anything to say?
Well, I mean, we gotta
Job-wise,
sweep this
Michael?
up properly. So, our next episode, as mentioned in last episode, is our third battle of the genres. Correct?
Yeah. As
In which-
the ruler, the emperor, the boss of the next episode, I declare that you have to tell me what you're reading right now. So
Gotcha.
so that the people listening can maybe be a part of the experience this time.
Jacob, you go ahead first. The big L.
Sure. So I picked this book
Wait,
up.
hold on. The genre is sci-fi. All right, now go, Jacob.
Okay. I picked this book up on a little vacation I was doing with my wife. It's called Autonomous by Annalee Newitz. I've only read the first couple of chapters. It's pretty good, and I'm going to take a gamble on it and say that just offhand that it'll be better than whatever Michael's bringing.
All right, so you are taking the risk in reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it.
Yeah, I'll send it in our little chat too. But...
Yeah. Okay. I'm also going to be taking a risk and reading a book for you, Jacob. But unlike yours, where you have to explain yours, mine speaks for itself. I'm going to be bringing us into Halo.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That is a risk.
So good luck to you, sir.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm ordering both of those now so I can read
So
them before
mine's
the
called
next...
the Rubicon Protocol, just so you know, Higgins.
I got it. It's number
So-
book 5 of 6.
Yep.
Mine says, "Holy hell, Autonomous is remarkable."
Mine
So-
says New York Times bestseller.
I think you're screwed. New York Times bestseller.
Well, I just bought both of those for less than $25. So
Nice. There you have
Wow.
it, guys.
On Amazon?
on Amazon.
Wow.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, they just their rocket launcher. Fuck those guys.
Oh, yeah, their rocket exploded. That was really
Yeah.
cool.
It looked
It was-
cool. That's
It
for
was
sure.
like an atom bomb.
Here
It was a
I
great
am
video.
thinking, man, Amazon might sponsor us. No, we're talking too much shit about it.
No, we're still good.
Yeah.
We
They're
said-
not
I
watching,
think
dude.
we-
They're
I
just,
think we
they
s-
just put.
Hold on. If we all say this one word, except for Michael, we're fine. Smirnoff?
Smirnoff.
Enough.
Don't say it, Michael. We're good.
New
It's
sponsor.
our old tradition.
New sponsor.
Right. Yeah, I can't say it, so I was gonna say this episode is sponsored by, but I can't say it. So anyway, yeah, three is the magic number. So we've established battle of the genres. Good luck to you, sir. I'm looking forward to you doing more shots.
No. Good luck to you.
God, I can't take you seriously.
Snoop.
Snoop, thank you so much for guest starring here in this episode and for giving us your insight and blessing us with your OG vibe here.
It was
Is
really
there
good
anything that
seeing
you
you,
want-
Snoop. We never
Yeah,
see
you
each
don't do that
other
enough.
in regular
No.
life at all.
I know.
We swore off of it when I left. Never again.
But I'm gonna start with you. You know, where can the people find you? What have you been up to? And how would you like to leave? Or what final words would you like to leave us with?
I'm not going to give anyone that information because I'm not on anything. But I'm really proud of you boys and what you're doing. So follow them and keep up with what they're up to. That's what I say to end this out.
Can we ask you what color your underwear is?
If you do, you can just message the studio and Snoop will tell you.
What color do you think it is?
Gray.
Black.
Jacob got it.
Hell yeah. And you know what? I got black in the world too. So
Hell yeah.
we're linked.
My brother in Christ.
Somebody here is wearing tidy whities and it ain't me.
My mind's teal. Bang.
That's Michael.
I guess I'm stuck with the tidy whities then. Next time.
Next episode, Michael will be wearing tidy whities.
I'll be doing my
Tune in.
sci-fi presentation in tidy whities, guys. All right, so thank you, Snoop. Jacob, where can we find you?
Sure. So you can find me on Can I Code JS on YouTube. I have another video actively in the works, so it'll be my third video. So I can officially say that something is in the works. Otherwise, leave a comment. I do read the comments. No one ever says anything to me, but I do read them. So except for Snoop. Snoop, you left a nice comment on the last video, so thank you.
Happy to. We'll do it
No.
again.
Video before last.
Higgins, where can we
You can
find
find
you?
me at Instagram at jserm93. I also read the YouTube comments. I once again thank you everybody for voting this guy as your winner.
Something
I
you don't
loved
take
every
lightly.
I loved every second of it. As Snoop and Jacob and Michael might know, I'm a bit of a hoe
You
for compliments.
You love attention. Yeah.
And you really tickled my ego, so I can't wait to do another one.
Hell yeah.
Email us at the site 0-8 studios.com.
Still got it, Higgins. It's good
And
to see.
I would love to hear from you guys. Just like talk to me whenever you want. I would love to hear from you. I'm really lonely.
All right, guys, calm down. All right. Well, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to reach out to the studio, you guys already have the link on the description. Otherwise, like, subscribe, leave a comment. You guys can find me on the studio site and just about every other platform. And then it seems also, just FYI, that you guys only comment when we promise you something in return. So if you like
Yeah.
and if you like and
Have you ever
comment
been on the internet before?
I know, right? How does that work? But if you like and comment and subscribe and all that, remember that you guys also become eligible for some random prizes, which reminds me, Higgins, I think the last subscriber to join us, Jared Long, does that name ring a bell?
Justin Long?
Yeah. I think we owe him some prizes for subscribing.
Yeah,
So
that's fine by me. I'll
yeah,
give I'll give him this comic book.
there we go. No, we'll give him something nice on behalf of the studio.
All right.
Anyway, like, subscribe,
And
do the
like and
usual.
subscribe, and Michael will wear tidy whities in the next episode.
Nobody wants
If
to
we
see
get
that.
5 subscribers, Michael's only wearing tidy whities the next episode. That's a
That's-
guarantee.
Guaranteed.
That's a novel spirits guarantee.
I'm not gonna comment on that just in case it does happen. So no,
I
but
can't-
we'll
I can't wait.
we'll
to
see how it goes. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, cheers.
Peace out.